We on? Hello, everybody. Says we have 4 people, but we only have one comment so far. And Miss um, Katie is saying good evening, Erasmo, but boo, Erasmo's not going to be here tonight. Sorry, Miss Katie. That's all I got. I'm done. Good night.
cancel, cancel the night, huh?
Yeah. Hey, Miss Katie. All right. So what did I miss last night? I was telling Frankie that my husband and daughter went out of town. They had to go to Texas Children's Hospital to meet up with a couple of the doctors and sports injury related. I don't know if you know, Frankie, but I've talked about it before. And so she had to go for a follow up, and she had asked me to sit in her room and entertain her kitten. So I had 29,000 emails in my personal email because I'd stopped using, like, I use it on and off, and anytime I need to sign up for whatever, it's my personal email. But I was always using work for everything. My work email was everything, and I was catching up to my work email. So I finally sat down yesterday and started doing a search for Target, and then all my Target emails would come out, and I choose them all, delete. Are you sure? Yes, delete. Okay, and then go in there, HEB, and then like they were going back 2017, 5 years
So it was all promotional.
for the most part. Yeah, because then there was a lot of emails from my lawyer, and then that's the thing. It's like I'd have like Remind, like there's an app called Remind for my kid for school, and I have some of those emails. But when I did a search for Remind, I'd get like from my lawyer reminder information on superintendent, and then I'd have to go and uncheck.
Each
I'd have
one.
to scroll through and uncheck that, and then I do like TLA, Texas Library Association. But if something else had some kind of TLA in there, it pick it up. So I'd have to go there and make sure it wasn't something I needed. So most of it was promotional. That's why I'm down to 3,000. I'm not done, but now I'm
Am,
down to 3,000.
am I the only one? I feel as if I've been getting a lot more spam calls on a daily basis, and
Yeah,
I would dare say that it's 10 calls per day. When I look at my email, nothing but junk for the most
yeah,
part.
yeah. I
It's
thought it was me because I thought I was signing up for too many things.
no, I think honestly, it's just like hackers. They're just, I don't know. They're and it's very easy nowadays. And I kind of want to sit down with a cybersecurity expert because it's so easy nowadays to. Did you know, Maggie? And this would happen to Hillary Clinton's um, her party. That's how Russia allegedly got into Podesto. I think it's Podesto's information. If you click on a link, I get a lot of text message and community be on the lookout whenever they say, "Oh, the package did not arrive because it did not get the proper address. Click on this site to input your information." And guess what? You're opening up yourself to
Mhm.
hackers, and that's the scary part. Like I say, I get 10 call, and I'm probably exaggerating, maybe like 7 to 10 calls per day, and it
Mhm.
says spam, likely spam. When I go to my email, I have, how you said, nothing but promotional stuff. I go to my junk mail, it's nothing but like pornography. Even on my Facebook Messenger, same
Mhm.
thing. It's like cam girls, like the majority, and I'm like, damn, like these people don't stop. But again, all it takes is one click. So that's the scary thing.
Yeah, and there was like there's a group, an organization called Research something. Um, I've told Melida about this. Let me kind of look it up so I can see. They pay you like with Amazon cards, and it's like universities.
Is it
Um,
legit? Like,
yeah, it is. Yeah, and I got it from another friend who works at a university. Research something, and you go in there and you put like your age group, how much your income, your ethnicity, your race, if you have any kind of illnesses, and then let's say you're diabetic and you're in your 20s, and you have suffer anxiety. I've gotten, and it's universities like University of Houston, Vanderbilt. I just got one from Vanderbilt, and it's all over the United States. And it'll say like Vanderbilt is doing research on 20 to 30-year-olds with diabetes and anxiety. Are you willing to do it? And then if you do it, they either give it to you if they choose you, or they raffle off like an Amazon gift card. And the reason why I found out about it was because a friend of mine last year was telling me that she had bought most of her Christmas gifts using the Amazon gift cards that she'd been getting from doing these surveys. That's what they are, surveys.
How much is it?
And
25 bucks?
it depends on the survey. It depends on the university, because a lot of it is like graduate research assistants. Like I can see how this was done, because at one point I was going to need to survey people for my dissertation.
Mhm.
So I could have used something like this, and I would have been happy to say, I'll raffle four $25 Amazon gift cards if you sign up for this. And they'll tell you it's a 10-minute survey, it's a 15-minute survey, it's an hour-long survey, it's a follow-up. And they tell you, are you interested? Yes or no. And you can opt out at any point. But so some of that was, I had names of people because I'd already filled out some surveys. And then there's one that it said, do you want to do an audio call? And now I get phone calls and I'm like, nope, not answering it. Scam likely, or it tells me the phone number. And then I was realizing, shoot, it might be these people from the surveys that I want to answer because I'd like to make some kind of income on the side.
I would be very sketchy, because the way this works, Maggie, is information to the hackers is power. The more
Yeah.
information they have on you, your name, your date of birth,
Your
your race,
illness,
your age, your illnesses,
your income. Yeah.
your preferences, your income. They
Mm-hmm.
start setting up profiles of people, and then that just and call me like a crazy madman, but I'm very, not that I'm very uh, you know um what's the word, like I'm very
Non-trusting.
protective with my
Oh,
information. Like
yeah.
I'm really not, but whenever it comes to those type of surveys, those type of, I avoid them, because at the end of the day, these individuals, to them, like 25 bucks isn't a lot. But I think those like universities, they do it more for like they create think tanks where you provide your email, your phone number, and that could be sold as
Oh.
information to,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, and he's part of like kind of like a think tank. And the way it works is, the more information on a person that they
Mm-hmm.
have, the more likely they have to get their message out, whether that be political or anything that they sell. So I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I'm always very skeptical about,
No.
obviously,
Yeah.
giving your social, giving any type of information out.
Yeah, and I have friends who are like that too, and I'm very trusting to begin with. And I try to be very helpful. And because I got my doctorate, I know how important it is sometimes to help someone do a survey. So I'm always willing to do surveys. So that's like the, sometimes I think I'm out, I'm done, I'm not doing anything anymore online. Because lately, and this is probably going to be used on my character defense or prosecution at the trial. But lately, I've been watching a lot of true crime on Netflix, and turns out every streaming source you buy or you check out, you rent, they have a true crime section now. I don't know if you've noticed that.
I What I like, Maggie, is A&E. I don't know if the community watches A&E. I watch the first 48. I was messed up as a kid. I was watching the obituaries on HBO late night back in the day. I would watch like the biography channels of like massacres, but I do understand that like the Lifetime that has its own like killer thriller,
Yeah,
type of section,
yeah,
whatever. But I
yeah,
personally like the A&E channel, and I like the first 48, and I love those like murder mystery type of shows where like they investigate,
yeah. Eight
serious crime,
line.
killer and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. There's we pay for I'm looking up at the TV because I forget. We pay for Netflix. Um, Hang on, real quick. Discovery Plus and Peacock. Those are
How
the
do you
three
how
I
do you,
don't.
how do you like Discovery? I heard
I
that
love.
I heard that HBO Max is gonna buy Discovery, or they're gonna merge.
Does that mean I have to pay for it separate?
I don't know. I pay $15 for HBO Max, which is not that bad. I think they're just gonna consolidate Discovery into HBO Max, if I'm not mistaken.
Because I think this one's only $5.99. Oh, and Disney Plus. Those are the four. Well, and we have Amazon Prime, so we have those are the five. And lately, my husband's been saying we need to get rid of all these extras. And my daughter's like, get rid of Netflix because they don't show such and such show anymore. Get rid of Discovery Plus because nobody watches it anymore. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I have certain shows that I love to watch. Discovery Plus has a lot of I originally got it for the Magnolia Network. You know which one that is? With Chip and Joanna Gaines, the people from Waco.
Yeah, they flip houses and they got a
Yeah.
restaurant. Hey, they made
Yes.
it big, right? They're in
Yeah,
Target
they
now.
did. They have their own channel. So that's why I got
Oh,
Discovery
okay.
Plus to watch it. But they also have HGTV and the Food Network. And my husband and I are huge HGTV home improvement. My husband's a big Food Network. But when I was going into it, that's when I saw that they have true crime also. And then the other one is Peacock. And Peacock has Law and Order, not all the seasons, but all of them. They have Law and Order, the original one, Criminal Intent, Special Victims Unit, and LA. So that's why I love that one. But what I was watching recently was, that lady whose daughter and son were missing, and they were last seen at Yellowstone Park, and they had been seen in Hawaii, but that they were last seen in Yellowstone Park. And this happened during COVID. All of this was coming out during COVID.
And this
And
is
so I
real.
remember, yeah, true
Oh,
crime.
okay.
And I had seen, like, I remember it being during COVID and us talking about seeing the news that the last time the kids had been seen was in Hawaii with the mom and stepdad who had gotten married. And then they were last seen in Yellowstone Park on September 8th, something like that. And so they were asking anybody who had been at Yellowstone Park on September 8th, this is 2020, 2019. So this is around COVID time. And then I never knew what happened to them. Well, it turns out they found their bodies in the back land of where the mom and the stepdad lived. However, one of the ways they found it was they watched the stepdad's phone location pinging, and what they saw was how much time he had spent in a certain area of the property this one day, like September 10th, something like that. Like right after they had last been seen, a few days later, the wife was gone all day and he was at home, and he said was busy at the pet cemetery today taking care of some business. So then they went and they looked at it, and that's where they found the children's bodies. So then afterwards, just I think horrible enough. But then afterwards, I've been thinking, this gives out way too much information about my life right now. Like sometimes I'm thinking, I just want to turn this off and leave it in one place and not take it with me so no one knows. So Big Brother doesn't always know where I'm at.
And that's the crazy thing, Maggie. That you talk about chocolate, you talk about
Mm-hmm.
Nike,
Mm-hmm.
you talk about certain boots. When you go through your
Mm-hmm.
Facebook feed, guess what pops up?
Mm-hmm.
It's Big Brother. And one thing that I want to tell the community is that we've been seeing a large amounts of people go away from cable, and now just how you have Netflix, I have
Yeah.
pretty much everything: Netflix, HBO, the MLB. I got the basketball. I have everything. YouTube. To me, YouTube is awesome. YouTube TV. And when I've spoken to people, the reasons behind it is because like Spectrum, like for a good decent plan, it's like easily like $120, and then they charge you like $10-15 for each box that you have in each
Mm-hmm.
room,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just gets it gets expensive, and
Mm-hmm.
especially nowadays when we're all penny pinching with all this rate and electricity, rent and everything like that. I like YouTube TV because it's like $65. You can cancel anytime, and it's convenient, and all you need is a Roku or a smart TV. So and when you said that you have all these all these apps. I'm the same way, and I think a lot of people are going away towards that because the best thing that
Absolutely.
we want is no contracts. And I think maybe Spectrum got away from that, but for a certain time they made you sign like a 24-month lease, and you were on the hook. And if you broke
Yeah.
your lease, you know how that goes. So I think it's interesting when you stated that because a lot of people now when I talk to them, I say, "Oh, I don't watch the news. I don't watch cable. I just watch Netflix." So I don't know.
See,
I think that's a new wave.
we got to the point where we got rid of cable. And then, but this was like, and I know it's 7, 8 years ago. So 2014, um, we were getting a foreign exchange student and she was coming in from Ukraine. And that's when Russia had first invaded Ukraine and they had taken over Crimea. So I told my husband, let's get back so we can get CNN, so we could watch the news and see what was going on in Ukraine while she was here. And then she left. And the following year, I told my husband, let's just keep it because we need the Weather Channel because now it's hurricane season. And then we just kind of kept it for a while. And lately, I've been telling my husband, let's just get rid of cable again and let's just keep our 4 or 5 subscriptions. And then, but then again, then I'm like, wait, no, Russia's invading Ukraine again, and I want to know how our foreign exchange student is, so I want to be able to watch the news. Now, a year later, because how long has Russia been invading Ukraine? A year, right? 6 months?
February.
Yeah. So now I can catch the news because we bought one of our 12-year-old TVs died, and so we bought a new and it's not even a streaming one because I was trying to watch TikTok on it. My husband's like, no, you can't stream on this one. But it's a Fire Sticks TV. It was $99. I can't believe it. It was $99 for a 32-inch smart TV. And it has a bunch of the news
Apps.
channels. Anyway, you
Yeah.
can choose them. The only thing is it's on a loop. So after a while of watching, which they are anyway, but after a while of watching Fox News, then I'll switch over to ABC and then I'll switch over to CBS because mostly I like noise in the background. That's mostly what I do.
And I like to watch YouTube, and YouTube has all the news. Like
Oh,
I think we're so indoctrinated that we have to have cable. But nowadays we can get the news from
yeah.
YouTube. You can go on ABC News on I think it's on YouTube or Facebook, and you can get like a live feed. It won't be here locally, of course, but you know you'll always get the information out there.
Yeah, because Good Morning America and one of the other ones, it's one of the magazines, US News, they'll do a live feed if something is breaking news. Hey, but YouTube is how much? I never even thought about doing the YouTube channel, like
It's
paying for it.
$65 for the basic. Of course I'm crazy. So I get all the sports package, which is another $10. So I pay like $80. But you get local channel 4, channel 5, Fox, channel KVO, channel 8, 23, whatever it is. And I love it because you have all your major networks. You have the Paramount channel. There's so many options
Yeah,
um, that are available. And what I like about it is that it's no contract. And like I said, I think the new wave is going away from cable,
yeah, I think so too.
and Spectrum is in competition with YouTube TV, uh, Netflix, Hulu, and all those others we recently mentioned.
Yeah, and then I mean, I as a librarian, I had to know about all of this media information for years. And I'm thinking back when I was working at Bettis, which was 1998, is when a lot of that was coming out, and so we were having to learn on this. And I've never become a subscriber for any channels until now, like until the past 3 months. I've started subscribing to a bunch of channels, but it's people who cross stitch or who make wreaths or stuff like that. But I'm a huge fan. There's this one kid, I've mentioned it before on the show. There's this one 18-year-old who makes wreaths. His name is Max. And I love watching him. I tell my husband, it's something about his voice that I like putting it on. And then I'm just like washing dishes
He's
or
not here
whatever.
locally, right?
No, he's in Wisconsin.
I see. Uh,
And
Go ahead.
and he does TikToks too. But the thing is, the other day I was doing something and I'm like, oh, I can watch Max on the TV. I'm like, yay! And I'm not even really it's too pixelated. It's not a very good shot. but
quality.
it's the noise I want. I just want the background noise.
Talking about background noise, you know what I put every night or every other night when I can't sleep? I watch YouTube videos, the ASMR.
Oh yeah.
I'm into like relaxation videos. I'm into hearing chiropractors pop the back, the arms,
Oh
the
really? I
legs.
hadn't.
Yes, and also like the when they do the massages, the head
Mm-hmm.
massages, and you hear and these guys will have microphones. They have microphones like on their hands and on their shirts. So whenever they do pop, you hear the or whenever
Oh yeah.
and there's ASMR videos for just about everything. And
Yeah.
y'all might think that I'm weird, but there's videos
No,
of people combing their hair, and
yeah.
people like to hear that. It's just the same thing as you putting on the rainfall to put
Mm-hmm.
you to sleep. Well, I watch, chiropractors. I watch what is it? What are they? Masseuses. Uh,
Yeah.
you know, combing their clients' hair, giving them massages, and all you hear is like the ooh, ah. I don't know, and that puts me to
And that's
sleep. I'm weird.
what puts me to sleep is Law and Order. And I
Really?
tell my husband, and it's something about the monotone voices they use, because I've tried watching other shows, and it I can't do the thing about Law and Order. Like I'll watch the first 2 minutes. You know how they do the introduction, and I've
Uh,
gotten to the point where I already know the all the introductions, and I'm trying to get to the point where if I see the introduction, I know who did it already, and I'm not there yet. But I tell my husband it's something about this the way they talk. There's no yelling, there's no screaming, there's no chasing of people. It's kind of like a low hum to me.
what is it like? Dun, dun.
Dun dun, yeah, dun dun. No, it's not even that.
It,
It's the whole thing. Yeah,
but it,
in five minutes in, I will put the TV to turn off in an hour. But 5 minutes in, and I'm usually out, sound asleep.
talking about crazy stuff. Have you seen Dahmer on Netflix?
Yes.
Is it
I'm telling you, I'm
crazy?
watching
Is
way
it?
too much.
I heard my friends told me you're gonna be uneasy after the first show.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel weird. And I was like, well, is it gory? Does he? Is there blood? Does he? They're like, no. I'm like, what? That then? How can it be so bad? But I've heard it from like several people.
Mhm.
Like, no,
Yeah.
bro. Like, you can't sleep. You want to watch it? I'm like, hell no. What the hell do I want to watch that?
And I've watched other shows about Jeffrey Dahmer. I keep pointing to my TV on other shows like on Peacock or Discovery Plus. I've seen other like them. Oh, Very Scary People. Have you seen that one? It's with one of the new kids on the block, um,
Is it a series?
Wahlberg.
Oh
Donnie
well,
Wahlberg does it, yes, and they'll do a whole episode, two days worth of episodes of scary people, of serial killers, and I had already seen it, but I my daughter was telling me about this new one on Netflix, so we started watching it, and then I saw something on Facebook, and a bunch of people were like, "It's so disturbing, I can't finish watching it, I can't get into it, it's just too creepy for me," and I'm thinking maybe I'm enjoying this too much.
so you had no problem?
I don't have a problem with it. And that's what I'm telling you. Yesterday, no, right now I'm watching Mindhunter. Have you seen that one?
No.
It's really interesting. It is in 1977, the FBI started the behavioral, what is it? Criminal Minds behavioral something unit. And what they did is they started looking at the sociology and the psychology of serial killers and torturers. And so they're the ones who, these two guys are the ones who started looking into it and developing it, because previous to that, the FBI was very white and black cops. This is how the FBI is run. And so they started thinking a little bit outside the box. And that's how they developed the behavioral unit. I forget what it's called. So anyway, so yesterday my daughter and I were talking about this, and I was telling her there's like some serial killers that are very well known. Oh, because you know what? Also, this is the other thing. You know how it's I mean, no, CNN, Fox, and then it's HLM. I think it's HLM. That's where they have very scary. And I was listening to it. My daughter's like, "What are you listening to?" And I'm like, BTK, which was a serial killer. And so my daughter's like, "What are the other ones?" And so I started going down the list: the Green River Killer, the Golden Gate Killer, the Night Stalker, the Dating Game Killer. Do you not know these? The Zodiac Killer, BTK,
I've heard of
Manson,
BTK, Zodiac,
yeah,
Sam,
Son
the
of
clown,
Sam,
the clown,
John Gacy.
John Gacy.
Yeah. And as I'm going down the list, no, sorry, Manson, Ted Bundy, and I turned to my daughter. I'm like, I know way too many
So you
serial
really do
killers.
like those crime serial killer, like if you're okay with Dahmer, nothing
Yeah,
phases you.
no, mm-mm. No. And I tell my daughter what I find interesting is how they were raised and how that affected who they become.
Yeah.
So I'm always wanting to know the backstory of how they were raised. Sorry, and I'm just now realizing 26 minutes in and we haven't done any of the comments. So you want to hit it?
I don't I don't have control.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Speaking
Hey,
of
Miss Katie.
speaking of the FBI, news today came out that the federal government did state that the Gallegos case
What?
was going to be considered complex. They went before a judge and they requested more time. They anticipated this trial is going to be 2 weeks, that they will be going through uh, large volume of bank records, real estate properties, grants that were written. There's so many things that they have to go into, and there's an unnamed either defendant or unnamed human source. And when I say human source, many people are saying that somebody was wearing a wire for the federal government. Who
Where did this come out?
this come out? This came out in the paper.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, this came out. This came out in the paper earlier today, and whenever they designate it or they ask the judge to classify it as a complex case, it kind of like gives the federal government more time to prepare,
Mm.
and this leads us to believe that they are going to be calling 30, 40, 50 witnesses to the stand. You're going to have to get legal experts, forensic auditors, probably some realtors that were involved, obviously employees. So this is gonna, I think this is gonna grow. This is gonna be a larger web than I think many people anticipated. But
Wow.
the interesting thing from this was, that unnamed person and many people, many insiders, people that are following this case. They state, oh, this could be this could be an informant. This could be somebody wearing a wire. And the way the feds works is kind of crazy. They'll always either say you work with us or we pop you.
Mm-hmm.
We have you on this. Are you going to play ball? If not, you'll get arrested just with them. So it's going to be interesting to note. And again, this is just looking from the outside in. But many people are anticipating that somebody either went to the feds or somebody cooperated with this investigation. So it's gonna be, it won't be another year. I would say another year before we ever get down to trial. So that's gonna be very interesting. Something to look forward to.
Well, talking about true crime, I think now I will be going to that court. Hey, somebody just sent me the link to it. Thank you very much. What chones were in Erasmo's background last night? I think I'm glad I just came on briefly and I was like, there's enough people, I'm out. I was bothered by the dingy white shirt, wife beater shirt he had on. Coolio passed away?
Yeah, at 54, it's pretty young.
That's my age. When did this happen? I hadn't seen that either.
I think I saw about it maybe about an hour ago.
Okay. Of what?
I don't know.
59.
I don't know. He probably wasn't the best in health.
The healthiest.
Yeah.
He was 59. It says. Hey, Tavo. Puro grinder matches. What's that?
No idea.
El Gallo, please explain yourself. I don't know what you're saying. Are they sending you messages? Tavo, just registered to vote in Brazil before I leave to university tomorrow. Voting early this time. Good job. And I thought Tavo was actually younger than that. I thought he was in high school. I don't know what made me think that. Hey, Mr. Mendoza, just get a VPN.
Yeah,
What's a
that's
V?
like a VPN is something where your computer is traced and you're able to kind of block it. And the way the
Mm,
VPN works is like they could get your location, and based on your location, like blackouts, like here we can't see the Astros game, but if you get a VPN, it won't show where you're at, so you could get access to it. I think that's what he's referring to. Like if you get a VPN, you'll be able to block your location. You'll be able to watch pretty much whatever you want.
but is that on a TV or is that for your phone?
I think it's more for a laptop, possibly a phone too, but I think it's more electronics. Maybe these smartphones that you're able to download apps and use the internet on these new TVs. I think it's
Yeah.
possible, but I think it's mainly laptops.
How can Erasmo travel the world with YouTube money? I think Erasmo is real buddy buddy with Musk and Musk pays for his travels. No. Erasmo's making some good YouTube money. You haven't heard him say it before, Peter? He's talked about, and he's getting Facebook money now too. You've heard him say how much, right, Frankie?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I think once a month he gets a check that'll cover a nice little two or three little quick trips to Mexico. But then like this trip to Egypt, he probably paid it with 2 months worth of just Facebook. That's why I'm always giving him a hard time about he's not paying either one of us or Sam. So why should I have to be here every night? And then he still has an attitude about it. Uh, Good evening, Mr. Aparicio. Hey, Miss Perez. I have not gotten any Trump text. I've been getting a few Beto texts.
My friend earlier got a Chente Gonzalez text, and she was like, "Hey, it's Vicente Gonzalez," and she's like, "Who's Vicente Gonzalez?" And then I said, "Oh yeah."
No.
Oh yeah. She's like, I wouldn't have known. And he's having an event, and I just thought it was funny because she's like, who's that? I was like, oh, nobody in particular.
That's funny. That's when I know I'm too much into politics. When when you say a name, now I'm like, oh yeah, I know who that is. Today, one of my neighbors called me and said, "Hey, you home? Do you see the two people walking around the hood?" And I went and looked out, and I said, "Oh yeah, it's just Beto people." And he's like, "Who's Beto?" And I'm like, "How do you not off the top of your head know immediately who Beto is?" And then he's like, "Oh, Beto." I'm like, "Yes, yes." So, hey, is it Friday yet? You don't want to hear this, David, but once you retire, you forget what day of the week it is. So I run out. I honestly, I can't. Wednesday. Okay. Oh, and the only reason why I knew it was Wednesday is because my daughter and my husband had to go to Houston for a doctor's visit. Otherwise, I forget what day of the week it is. I like the Chicago Bears TV. We actually, the reason why we got Peacock is so we could watch the Notre Dame football games. So I don't doubt it. My daughter would be happy if we could get the Cubs games all the time. So yeah, we'll pay money. Now we become that family who will pay money for a specific sports. Forensic files. I like that too. Like that would be, I think, a cool job, and it doesn't sound nice, but a cool job to have to be a who is it? The forensic detectives.
Yeah, that's tough. That's very tedious. But I guess with a paper trail and everything now, it's electronic, so you just gotta follow the trail, I guess.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be good at it though because I'm not into details very well. Get a fire stick. Yeah, that's the TVs now come with a fire stick. Well, the ones that we've bought all recently, either Roku or Fire Stick.
But when they say and I apologize for my ignorance, but when they say Fire Stick, does that mean that it's like loaded with everything? That you pay a
You
guy like $60 every 4 months or something, or every 3 months?
No, the Fire Stick is like Roku, isn't it? It comes embedded into the TV, and then you
Um,
just download the apps. There's some things that are free, as far as Fire Stick, but then there's other things. Used to be, I think, used to be you could pay for a Fire Stick at the flea market, because I remember that when I was at Longoria. And how long ago did they close Longoria? 4 years ago, maybe. So about 5 years ago, I remember a coworker talking about buying a Fire Stick at the flea market for like $40, and she was watching all these movies for free.
yeah, but the Fire Sticks that I know, that I'm always, all my friends and people that I associate with, they're not gonna pay $80 for a fight. They're gonna pay $100 for a fight. So what they do is, and I could be wrong, I don't know, but they buy a Fire Stick, which is what, 15, 20. I know the Roku is like $30. The cheapest Roku is $30, and
Yeah.
if you don't have a smart TV, and the Fire Stick, you buy the Fire Stick, and then you take it to your guy, and the guy loads it, and you get like hundreds, if not thousands, of channels and all
Hmm.
these pay-per-views, sports. You have access to pretty much
Hmm.
everything. So I think that's why also people, they have no need for cable, because they just pay 30, $40 depending on your guy, and
Yeah.
you have access to pretty much everything.
Yeah. See, and like, let me go back real quick to the that's one of the, like, some of these I don't even pay attention to. Like, oh, there's like the NASA channel also. But see, okay, so then we buy the TV, the smart TV, and it has like Freevee, and it's got like old 1980s, 1990s movies and TV shows. And then there's like Sling. Someone told me to get Sling because that's how you can see the news. If that's like free cable, but I didn't really care for the setup, so I ended up getting rid of it. There's like Newscaster, Crackle, Food
Sling,
and,
Sling, I think is one of the cheapest ones. I think when I got it back in the day, it was at 20 something, maybe $30, and that gave you basic cable, and I think
yeah.
with the local channels.
I think it might be way cheaper than that, if not free. There's like the CW, the Comedy Channel. Like, if you watch CNN, CNN is on there, but you're not watching CNN live. You're watching like certain episodes that have already passed. So that's why sometimes I'd rather have regular cable, because I like watching World News with David Muir at 5:30 every night. And if we don't have cable, I can't seem to figure out how to catch him. So yeah, this is funny. When this song first came out, I thought, oh my God, who's gonna want to watch a bunch of cops running around? And here we are.
Right?
20, 30 years later. Like it, yeah, I don't care for these. Naked and Afraid and Frozen. Do you like those?
Not well. I'm not an outdoor person. I'll
Yeah.
go fishing with my friends just to go for the cruise, but I wouldn't survive being out there. Like, I'm an indoors guy, and my all my friends, mainly all my friends, they're into hunting, fishing. They love the outdoors, and they would like to watch it, and some of them watch it naked, and they say that they're afraid when they're watching it. But no, but I have watched it before. It's interesting to me because to live out in the wilderness. Hey, Megan, they go to Africa, they go to the
Yeah.
South America. Crazy terrain, and the heat or the cold is just unbearable. And for them just to make it out with a little mechita, to me that's crazy. $10,000 isn't enough. Maybe they offered me, I don't know, a lifetime supply of Dr. Peppers or something. Maybe I would consider, but nah, not for 10,000.
Yeah, no, see, and I don't care for the survival shows, but like, everybody to each their own. My husband loves watching all these survival shows. Then the kid that I watch on the Max kid that I watch, who makes the wreaths, he likes watching those dating ones, like the 90 Day Fiance, and
You know, funny that you say, because I have a friend that he loves that show, and I tried getting into it.
yeah.
I don't know. I can't. It seems scripted. No, like
I don't see that. What is the other one? Fantasy Island, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. I don't care for any of those shows. I
I
don't know.
I kind of got turned off. I think the last reality stuff that I watched was probably, I don't know. Do you remember what was it? Real World.
Oh,
That was
dude,
that was
I
first.
was obsessed with the real world to the point where I could tell you where they are now because I still keep up with them.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? And it
Oh,
was
I
interesting
was.
because whenever they would move cities and new characters and new cast, and that
Yep.
was the first like reality TV slash Jersey Shore
You
drama
know there
type.
was a girl. You know there was a girl from Brownsville who was on it, right?
No, really?
Yes, I'm trying to remember which
Is
one
she
she
the
was
one that
in.
says cheese balls?
That one I don't remember.
No, what was she famous for? I'm gonna have to look her up. But there was one girl, and I could have sworn it was her. Do
And
you
I
remember
can't.
that? Remember that guy that slapped that girl while she was leaving the car? I think it was like Seattle, Real World Seattle,
Oh,
where
it was
she's
the later one.
leaving, and she calls him gay or something like that. Like, oh, you the F word.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Yes. Yeah.
You F, and he's like, aha, aha, and he starts, doing stuff, and then he runs to the car, and she's like,
Yes.
oh, say goodbye to me. He fucking smacks her. Well,
Yeah.
not just and he closes the door. I'll never
There
forget.
you Someone just sent it to me. Elka Walker from St. Joe. I was just telling my daughter about it.
Can you get a picture? Can you send me the link so I could like that'd be cool to see.
Kind of reddish hair, and I don't remember which one she was at. Was whether she was in New Orleans or
No, I remember the New Orleans.
and I just by chance it worked out. I knew where her house was because her mom used to put up a Christmas tree on their second story in front of the window, and it was beautiful. And my favorite thing to do every Christmas was drive around in that area and look at the Christmas tree when it went up. And when she came out on the show, at one point she comes back, and her mom by then had passed away of cancer. She comes back and she goes to her house, and I'm like, holy, that's the house I've been driving by for years. So yeah, I'll send it to you to see which one she was on. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So,
I don't remember her. Where is she from? Oh, Boston.
oh, is that the one?
It says Boston here.
Yeah. Yeah. But she was
Season,
from here. She was from St. Joe.
season number 10.
Yeah.
Let's see what she's doing. I wonder what she's doing now. She was 19 years old when she went. Why didn't this make it big? Why wasn't Erasmo on back in the day?
It was, I knew about it. I don't know.
And you, oh yeah, look, Brownsville, Texas, born February 2nd, 1978. I don't remember this girl.
Yeah. And her thing, what she was known on the show for was she was the virgin.
Oh, well, good for her. Good for her, because man, that was a madhouse. That, or it depends on what season, but some were intense. They went the hot tub. There was one that had a famous hot tub. I forgot which one. I think it was probably New Orleans, but it was a free for all. It was bad.
There was one, I was watching a movie recently and I kept thinking, why does this lady in the movie, the actress, why does she look so familiar? And she felt familiar, but I couldn't think of any movie she'd seen. So then I searched her name, and then she was she was the Australian model at the London Real World. She was one of those. And I'm like, that's why. Because I was seriously obsessed with the Real World. And then there was the Road Rules. Did you ever see that one?
I watched that one as well. That was pretty cool. I think that was more competition, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I like that one.
Yep. All right, so let's go on. Prevents your information from getting leaked. Got it. Thank you. I'm gonna look into it. I have RSIG in all my 4 rooms. It's awesome. Yeah, it's getting to that point because it's part of it's the part of the TVs now. It's not like you buy it extra. It seems to come with them. I have a good internet connection, 75 per month, Fire Stick with all the channels, 140 per year, and bootleg websites for movies and sports. Is that what he had said? What did he say earlier that I was like, what does that mean? Let me look up real quick. Budo grinder matches. That's what he's talking about. Is that like kickboxing or something? Is that like WWE.
Nah,
Mm,
I,
I don't
I would.
know.
Yeah, I would say to Google it, but don't.
I'm about to Google it. Yeah. Um.
If I think I know what he's referring to.
On. Oh yeah. Well, it says gay. That's the first thing that came up. So I guess it's an app. There you go. That's what it is. Okay. No, we did not know what you were talking about, and not because we're saying anything about not being gay, but I don't know anything about app matches. Or
Match.com.
match.
Uh,
Yeah.
ChristianMingle.com.
Rafael, he is on his way back from Egypt. Don't trust those big media outlets. Just watch YouTube. I see, but what I do is I watch CNN and Fox, and then I try and find the common ground in between. There's the one side of the truth and the other side of the truth, or with the one story and the other story, and then there's the truth in the middle.
Yeah.
Never going back to cable or get a subscription. Yep. All you need is internet for Fire Stick. You don't get local channels, but what's new? Nothing. You can watch news on Facebook. That's true. Lately, most you can get all your information on Facebook. More recently, I would say within the past year, you can get much more information, because that was the other thing I would be afraid of missing was Channel 4 and Channel 5 local news. And so for a while, when we were without cable, we had the antenna outside, but now we just have the antenna standing outside. I used to watch those big media outlets, and I find out it's puro report, puro lies. Go to the real deal YouTube. But is it like YouTube News? Is that what it is? What is it, Frankie?
Or what I know is that like ABC, like they'll have their own channel. They'll have their
Yeah.
own page on YouTube, and then there you'll have like the live feed of I think like their major feed. It's not more like local. It's just like a national thing.
Okay. Good evening. When will you both go stand in front of PUB and support your friend Erasmo, citizens of Brownsville? When are they doing this again? Because I did want to go, and I had told Erasmo I wanted to go, but then I
We're
had my child.
Yeah, we're gonna plan something. We're gonna plan something in the very near future. We kind of got a little group going on that people are interested in wanting to go and voice their concerns or displeasure with the city. And they're kicking the community members out from their board meetings. So the next thing to do is to stand up and protest. So we're working on it. We want to get a good crowd. It's gonna suck if only like four of us
Right.
go.
Mhm.
Five of us go. It's gonna defeat the purpose. And if the community is serious, and we could all make time to go out there for 30 minutes an hour. It hasn't even dare to say that we'd spend the night there for a couple of days until something happens. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how serious our community is, because at the end of the day, we will be out there vocal, but if we don't have the support of the community, then it's pointless. We need to show them in large numbers that, hey, we mean business,
Yeah.
and that's the only way that I'm going to commit if other people commit, because why are we going to sacrifice our time away from our loved ones and away from other obligations if it's just and I hate to sound mean, but that's what the people want. The people want, oh, Erasmo, you fight, Erasmo. You be the
Mhm.
punching bag. We'll stay over here. We'll stay over here in the background. But I support you, Erasmo. It doesn't work that way. So if the community is serious, there is a small group that I've been added to, and they're very serious about protesting. And if the community is, reach out to me, and we will definitely set something up in the very near future.
Keep me informed, because I definitely do want to do this. I get torn, Cindy, between mom duties, and really it's mom duties, and sometimes daughter duties with my mom and dad. My husband, I can just kind of say, no, I'll take care of it later on. I'll do whatever you need me to do later on. But my daughter, that was homecoming week, and she hadn't found a dress, and she was trying to catch up with homework, and it just got crazy. And it was during that time that I needed to take her homecoming dress shopping, which was important to her. So yeah, but I'm in. I and we don't even have PUB, but I'm in. I'll stand up because it's wrong. My parents have PUB. Frank and Mag, no more cheese and Mag. Mostly for PCs. or laptops. Okay. I'll have VPN on every device except smart TVs. Can you get it for smart TVs? He's getting bounty money for Sylvia Atkinson's arrest.
Huh.
What happened with this one, Miss Barbara? Good evening. Hey, Alberto. Tell Erasmo I need some money to to complete my PUB bill. Dude, I've been telling Erasmo that I need money to buy kitty litter boxes. Maggie, mochate con unos pesos para pagar la luz antes de que me la corten. Mira, I'm like this with Erasmo too. Mochate Erasmo. Very loaded. You download Cody. Cody, I don't know.
I think they're referring to the Fire Stick.
Okay, está bueno. Um, Here, sorry, I lose my mouse. My cursor. You need to go about it. I pay $100 a year for 4 rooms. You have to know how and where to download it. Okay. I am getting ready to get happy with just 4 or 5 subscriptions, and I'm good. The one my husband wants to cut is Spotify, and I'm like, no. I love Spotify.
What is that? $10?
16, I think, for the family plan.
Oh, and more than like 2 or 3 people could be on it.
I think it's 6 people.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I
Um,
I have I have Apple Music and it's only me, so
oh yeah. Who pays for fights? I wait till a friend goes live on Facebook. Nice. I like Spotify because it has podcasts that I can listen to when I'm driving around. You can download it yourself. You need to call me Frankie. I will tell you how to do it. Orale.
thanks. I will.
Any more important news happening? Nope, Miss Cindy. I think that's it. Let me just go through the comments. Chihuahua's 51 minutes already.
So,
Hey, Juan. Hit the like button. Oh, yeah, I forget. Well, we're not making any money off it, so it doesn't matter to us. Who was that? Too soon? Jose Luis Salinas.
hey JL.
You guys latest shows, but I've stopped watching since Dos Mujeres y un Camino with Erica Estrada.
Hey,
No,
I
what
remember
was
that Maggie. I grew up watching Marimar,
yes,
Maria del Barrio, and Dos
yes,
Mujeres Un Camino. Those were and Days of Our Lives. Those were the glory days of telenovelas. Like that's how Talia, rose to fame, and that
yeah.
was the only time. Do you remember La Niña Traviesa? No they try to promote that. Do you remember that one?
I no.
Pequeña traviesa, te quiero tanto, 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 tanto. Do you
That's
remember that one?
that's
That was
Tibuliche, isn't it?
I don't know the name of the little girl, or now she's a grown adult. But
Paulina Rubio? No.
no, I forget the name of it. But after Marimar and Maria del Barrio, because those were like, I don't know if they were like novelas back to back, or Talia was doing them like
Yeah.
simultaneously.
No, I think she'd finish with one. And then the thing about novelas is they would only last like 3 months.
Yeah.
They weren't long. Yeah, but I've been telling my daughter also we need to sit down and watch novelas. The ones I totally fell in love with that I've been trying to find, and actually I've been trying to find on the TV, is Corazon Salvaje.
Oh,
I loved,
yes, I remember that one.
I loved Corazon Salvaje.
Hey, man, I grew up watching Golden Girls, watching puras novelas and Amigas y Rivales, as Sam said. Ah,
Oh yeah,
and that, like, the early to mid 90s was the best era, in my opinion, and the best era for soap opera in here in America and in Mexico. Nowadays, it's Days of Our Lives, but that's already, it's already old, and it,
no, yeah, I think you're right because we used to watch it was like in 86, 88, so then into 90, 91, The Young and the Restless with
oh
Don
yeah, I remember that.
Holden, Holden, and I forget the girl's name. The girl he dated on the show. 38 on YouTube, only 4 likes. And Erasmo needs a new pair of shoes.
Hey, they don't make shows like back in the day, like Saved by the Bell, Boy Meets World, the Urkel, Family Matters,
I don't
um,
I don't know because I don't watch regular prime time anymore.
Blossom. Remember
But
Blossom?
I
Uh,
loved Blossom. Yes, I was hooked on Blossom.
90210. There were so many good shows back in the day, and now I don't know. I don't watch too much TV. I just watch the news. That's all I watch really, and I
Yeah.
read a lot. But yeah, they don't have good shows anymore unless
No,
you're into the.
and even a little bit after that, because my daughter watched Wizards of Waverly Place. It was after Saved by the Bell. Who's the other one? iCarly. Um, who's the other one? I can't think of the singer whose dad sang
Miley
"Achy Breaky
Cyrus,
Heart." Yes, Miley Cyrus.
Cyrus,
Um,
Friends. Did you ever get into Seinfeld?
yes, yeah.
Seinfeld.
Cheers.
Cheers was. I grew up on Cheers. Did you watch Frasier?
Yes,
I
yeah.
watched Frasier too. Did you watch Wings?
Oh, loved Wings.
No,
Yes.
I love Wings.
Yeah,
Uh,
and then when I was pregnant with Angelica, I was in bed for 6 weeks, and Wings would come on like at 12:30 at night. And since I was in bed all the time, my nights and days got switched. So I'd be up watching TV, and I was like, yes. It'd be like Cheers for 2 episodes, and then Wings for 2 episodes, and then Frasier, and my whole night would be in just pure watching shows like that.
and my favorite one was Married with Children. That hands down to me
Mm-mm,
was the best.
mm-mm.
You didn't watch
Never
it?
got
You
into
didn't
it.
watch Oh
Never.
man, I love the Married with Children.
I couldn't get into it. Do you ever watch First Amendment audits on YouTube? You should see how corrupt school district, police departments, city governments are. How do you how do you watch First Amendment audits on YouTube? Are you being facetious or are you being for real? Are you
I think
talking
it's
about like what happened to me, or I'm looking at cops arrest. You will be arrested. First Amendment auditors? You mean like that's the show, First Amendment auditors? Or because I'm seeing a whole bunch of stuff that came up and they're cops. Now you have me wondering what that is, Joe Tucker. It's already going to be an hour. How do we spend a whole hour talking about TV shows? Hang on.
and
Okay.
streaming. Crazy.
Thanks, Miss Terry. I hadn't even read your article. We've been reminiscing. I think that's why it was fun. Yes, Elka Walker from Boston. Okay, so it was not the only real world fan. Kevin Savis. Brownsville, Texas will be the next naked.
That's funny. That's true.
Oh, son, you're hilarious. That's a good one. No, Grinder was a joke about all the email. Hit the button that and like. Sad, only one person showed up for him. For Erasmo
Yeah, a PUB.
at PUB. Make La Pitada around PUB. Oh, that's a thought. That's a good one. I'll be there when it's announced. Hey, can we do that? Because we protested one time outside BISD and we were driving around honking. And then they started stopping us and saying if we didn't stop, security started stopping each car and telling us to stop. Otherwise, they were going to call the cops.
Yeah,
So,
same thing with Erasmo recording. They'll arrest you. They'll shut it down real quick.
okay. But they'll say it's what, a disturbance, public disturbance?
Trespassing. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be there when it's announced. Yes, Frankie, you need to let us know. If you protest, you will most likely be put on an FBI list. Hmm. I
Probably.
wonder. Frankie, what? That's over siete. I know what that is. Love that. It's one of my favorite. What is it? Hi. What's the subscription I talk about? My favorite. Spotify Spanish rock of the 90s. Música latina de los noventas. LOL, Frankie, I remember. Sam, why are you here? Amigas y rivales. You need to be on the show, Sam. You can't pull a Maggie. I will be there. Give us a heads up. Power to the people. Preach. Friends back then. And Friday, it was Thursday night TV on NBC. That's what used to be when it was Friends, because you had like a half-hour shows. It was Friends, Cheers, Frasier, Winx was around that time too. I went to City Hall meeting and it was interesting. I've been wanting to go and I still have don't remember to go. And the BISD one is the one I keep missing too. Maggie Corazon Salvaje is on YouTube. What? Seems like all the capítulos are there. I've even looked for them to buy the DVD. That's how much I loved it. I've been wanting to get my daughter to sit and watch a novela with me. I get you, Miss Maggie. Good evening, Mr. O and Miss Maggie. Back and was Night Rider the Hazard. Yeah. Yeah, growing up. Frank was about my age, right? I say our age, but Frankie's young. Murphy Brown, I liked. That was another good one. Did you ever watch that one?
No clue. Doesn't ring a bell.
Very sarcastic. Was it a newspaper or a magazine? I think that's what it was. Mommy duties are important. Yeah, lately they've been overwhelming. The A-Team and Chips. I'm revealing my age. I loved Chips.
Kids, of course.
John Baker. Frankie, we're gonna charge you for this therapy session. Like, good job lately. You're so brave. I'm trying. I'm trying to keep up with all of it, Miss Lamas. King of Queens was a cool show too. Yes, that's the other one I've been watching lately. Is the one who used to come out on King of Queens? You know who she is? She
Yeah,
talks about
she's got this
Scientology, and afterwards,
Scientology stuff.
that's
Yeah.
the one I've been watching. Remy, is that her name? Remy, I can't think of her name. I'm so bad with name. Um, looking to see what it is. I can't. So I know someone's gonna pop up with it. I've been watching that lately, also on Netflix. Um, let me see. Wow, we passed the hour. Didn't they have Married with Children on Channel 5 for like 10 years? Yes, I think they did. How on earth do you defund Sheriff's Department? Ah, I wanted to talk about that. Can we bring that up tomorrow? Because wasn't Eric Garza at the meeting letting them have it
Yeah. Yeah, we can talk about it.
tomorrow?
Yeah.
Because I need to just finish up right now. Um, check out Rogue Nation on YouTube. Okay, that one I'm gonna have to write down. Have you seen that one?
No. Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, I'm gonna look that one up. Second of all, county judge can't defund police or fire department. Check out the audit. Well, but can they mess with the budget? That would be a way to do it, wouldn't it? If they move the budget around or they put a freeze on it. Because that's how I would say you can't defund the education system. But I've had years where I had no monies coming into the library at all. There was no funding for it, and we were being threatened with losing our jobs. So I guess that could be a way to defund is to mess with the budget. Check out the check out the audit, and the lackluster channel on YouTube. Do you know those also?
No
Have you heard of
clue.
those?
No clue.
Okay. Audit.
I just I just watch my SAMR shows. That's it.
Dallas, I never got into it.
Either.
Falcon Crest also, I never got into those. The nighttime novelas, no. All those were great, clean family shows, Frankie. Yeah, they were. Home Improvement, loved that one. Yes. Mad About You, loved it also. I watched entirely too much TV. Watching Three's Company with my mom. I remember reading an article in the Brownsville Herald that my mom showed me about Three's Company being an inappropriate show to watch because it was one guy living with two girls and none of
Yeah.
them were married. And I remember reading the article and telling my mom, hello, what's the big deal? They're all friends. I watched the show. It's a corruption of TV. Maggie, look up Norvit, the auditor. Norvit. I want to know that. The auditor. I need to bring a little notebook here to take notes. By not giving the 200,000 for drones. Which one is that? The sheriff?
No, no, I think he's talking about the that audit thing, that audit channel, maybe.
Oh, okay. Miss Maggie, yes, Ariana Grande was the younger generation. This is a great throwback Thursday on a Wednesday. Great memories. Yeah. So I guess that's it. We're caught up on the comments. Thank you for sticking it out with us, guys. Um, I don't know if it's Erasmo's going to say this was a great night last night. Tomorrow morning he's probably going to be like, eh. I don't know. I had fun because this hour really went by quick. I was going to tell
It
you,
was.
let's make it short, Frankie, and here we are past an hour.
It always happens.
Fall Guy was awesome, and Airwolf too. If you're gonna mention Three's Company, you gotta mention Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley. Absolutely. All right, guys. So that's it. Thank you very much for sticking it out with us. Good night, everybody. Have a good night. Have a good Thursday tomorrow. See you later.
Bye.